is you're going to wind up working with someone, most likely, that is making the same video and selling it. uh, Charles and Lena. So I got a funny story about that. What's going to wind up happening is you're going to work with people that are selling the same videos to multiple people. And if you upload the same video to multiple platforms, you're not going to get any views. YouTube doesn't want duplicate content. TikTok doesn't want duplicate content. So that's the issue that you're going to run into. What you're going to have to do is make sure that the videos are unique. They're not the same over and over again. Make sure that you build in a way that they're creating unique videos every single time. All right, so Charlene, and I feel like I say this in every single live stream that I do. My mom and dad were friends with this couple named George and Charlotte. Every weekend or every other weekend, we'd go down there and hang out. George and Charlotte had, I don't know, 4 or 5 kids. Their son was named George. Their first daughter was named like Georgina. The daughter after that was named like Georgia. They were all derivatives of George, which was confusing and kind of weird, I think. But that's what they named their kids all derivatives of George. So like Georgia, Georgina, Georgetta was a name. And again, it was confusing for me anyway. But that's what made me think of that. Any other questions? Oh, I gotta scoop this out. I am getting hungry. I think I got a meeting at 1. But I am getting hungry. Hit a double or better. Oh, we're playing St. Louis Cardinals. We need to win this game. I haven't even really been paying attention. Did we win last game? What's our record? Any other questions? Oh, yep. Any other questions?
Well, I'm going to drop off because I have to get ready to skedaddle.
Sounds good. Thanks for hanging out. And I'll see you on Thursday, right?
Yes, you will.
Awesome. That's tomorrow. Have a good day, and we'll talk soon.
Okay. God bless. I'm leaving. Bye.
Beat the runner. I think he's going to be safe. All right. So what do you think about all these digital products, Canva hustles? Do you think it's oversaturated or opportunity? Clarify just a little bit, because I think there's tons of opportunity if done right, done correctly. I got a bad jump there. But so like, for example, let's say I'm selling a digital product of social media templates on Canva. If I'm selling it based on my content, there's no saturation. But if I'm trying to be like everyone else and I'm just trying to sell it through Etsy, then it's going to be difficult. Or if I sell it through Facebook and Facebook ads, then it's a way to stand out. So the answer really is it all depends. One of the best reasons to create content is you create a uniqueness. He's going to get thrown out. Nope. You create, important question, pineapple on pizza. Yes, I eat pineapple on pizza. So on my pizza, until recently, I would have sausage, pepperoni, jalapenos, pineapple, and maybe chicken. But yes, pineapple on pizza, definitely. And, I don't really, this isn't Summit, but I don't care what people eat. You can have pineapple, you can have anchovies, you can have, you name it. Put whatever you want on it. Can you explain your Godbolt system compared to like School and Kajabi for digital products course creation? So, sure. If we're looking at something like School is more of like a place to hold communities. Godbolt system is like a combination of 4 or 5 or maybe even 10 different software products. You can use Gbolt system. It starts at $9 per month. You can use Gbolt systems for email marketing. You can use Gbolt systems to collect emails, to build your email list, and to send emails, and to sell digital products, and to sell physical products if you wanted to too. You can use it to host memberships. You can have reoccurring memberships. You can have courses on Gbolt systems. It's an all-in-one marketing platform. So think about like Kajabi. It does everything Kajabi does. You can build websites and landing pages. Think about ClickFunnels. It does everything ClickFunnels does. It even has like a CRM, so customer relationship management. You can host courses like I mentioned. You can build out sales funnels. What else can you do? You can have so what you can do, which is really cool, is you could use Gbolt systems to sell and deliver your digital products. So let's say you were selling templates for Security Locks Company. That might be a way to go. Or Gbolt Solutions, which I also have. It literally can do everything you need it to do online. You can host your digital products inside of Gbolt system, so when someone buys it from you, you can deliver it right through the platform in a variety of ways. And like I said, it starts at $9 per month. Really affordable. I'm trying to think because it does so much, but you can also use it to upload your content. So it connects with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I think X as well. And you could upload your content through there. You can have conversations through your content. So if like you're getting DMs through Facebook, it shows up in Gbolt systems. You can connect it. It connects with PayPal, Stripe, and Apple Pay, all in one place. What's the best method to save time in creating YouTube short content? So in my opinion, Jen, the best thing you can do is batch create your content. I got to run down and get something to eat real quick. I'll be right back. I'll talk more about that in just a moment, Jen. But the best thing you can do for yourself is batch create everything. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. So I hate peaches. I don't like peaches, but a peach truck came earlier this week, and Shannon made peach cobbler. So what do I have? I need a water. Godbolt Systems has a calendar, so it can replace Calendly if you use calendars. You can set up multiple calendars. What else? The cards on my team. I'm originally from St. Louis. I have to take a look. Yeah, it should be the first link. Godbolt Systems Lite. It starts at $9 per month. And you get like a block of emails. Oh, so batch creation. And I got some bread too. Got some bread. What is that? Oh, so batch create. If you want to be efficient with your time, learn how to batch create stuff. So instead of making one video at a time, make 5 or 10 or 30. And the way to do that is you're going to create a process. On Friday, you're going to write 30 hooks. On Saturday, you make 30 videos. And then on Sunday, you edit 30 videos. Or however many. If you're on YouTube, do 2 videos or 3 videos. If you're on TikTok or Instagram, do 30 videos or 10 or 20 or whatever you can do. I'm glad I made this Q&A. I'm glad you came. The cards on my team. I'm originally from St. Louis. While Godbolt, I have to take a closer look. Yeah, take a look. If I may also ask, for the 3-day affiliate marketing video you made, for the Sunday portion, was I supposed to batch create 30 pieces of content? Jen, it depends. Where are you going to create your content? YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram. Where are you going to create your content? I started creating content 2 weeks ago, and I challenged myself of creating videos every day. So what are the things I need to do to get more views? So I would focus on one aspect of content creation to improve your videos. I shouldn't have swung at that. Focus on one aspect. If you're doing YouTube, try and improve your thumbnails. Like if you look at my most 2 recent videos, I changed the thumbnails and I changed the titles. Because it's always something that I want to improve and get better with. Get better with storytelling. The whole purpose and the whole goal when you make a YouTube video is to get people to watch the entire video. And the best way to do that, and admittedly it's not something I'm great at, tell a story. And then tell a story within a story. For example, I always reference or mention Disney Princess. Go watch Moana. Or go watch any Disney princess, really. And see if you can identify the story within a story. Let me help you out. So, Moana, and I use this example all the time. If you watch my content, I'm sorry, because I always use this example. So, Moana, her goal was to take the heart back to Te Fiti. Take a little rock, basically, back to an island. But she didn't just go straight to the island. She had to go to pick up Maui. She had to fight with Maui to get him to do what she wanted him to do. She had to fight with those little coconuts because the coconuts wanted the rock, the heart of Tafiti. She had to fight with the giant crab because the crab had Maui's hook. Now, again, I'm not telling this story great, but I'm just telling you, if you want to be successful with YouTube and really with any video sharing platform, it's all about telling a story and then telling smaller stories within that story. That's basically what we're doing. Is figure out a large story, and now people will call it opening and closing hooks. But you're telling a story. You're telling a larger story. Maybe you're telling a story on, I don't know, how to make $100 per day online. But inside of that is a story. Maybe one of the ways to make $100 per day is with affiliate marketing. Inside of that, you got to tell a story of affiliate marketing. Maybe you're telling a story of how you did it. Maybe you're telling a story of how someone else did it. So that's storytelling. And then telling a story within a story. Again, think about your favorite movie. And it's any movie that's any good. What's the last movie I've seen? I don't know. Maybe think about The Matrix. Neo had to take a red pill or green pill, whatever. But inside of that story, he had to learn how to escape from the Matrix. He had to learn how to, slow himself down. I just froze. No, I didn't. Get a double or better. So think about it that way. Think about your favorite movie. Your favorite movie has a larger story, right? But that story doesn't go on for 2 hours. Think about the Avengers. The Infinity Stones or the War one. There's a large story where the bad character is trying to get all the stones. But inside of that larger story, we see smaller stories of him getting the stone from Asgard, right? So if we remember correctly, Thor's brother stole the Infinity Stone and he had it on him, right? And they invade the ship that just escaped Asgard with the Hulk and the bad guy, which I'm forgetting his name. The mini story is he came to get the Infinity Stone and a battle ensues and he winds up getting the Infinity Stone. That's one part of the story. The next part of the story is they wind up going to New York to get the other Infinity Stone. So again, your video is let's say your YouTube video is a 15-minute story. Inside of that 15-minute story, you might have 5 mini stories or side quests that contribute to that larger story. Does that make sense, RN? While I was telling that story, I struck out. But, think about it from your life perspective. We all have the same story. We're born, we die. Inside of that life, we have a bunch of mini stories. One of my mini stories is my YouTube channel, or one of my mini stories is raising my kids, or one of my many stories is being a coach for my kids. right? So start thinking about it like that. You've got a 15-minute story, and then inside of that 15-minute story, you've got smaller stories inside. And your job as a YouTuber is to get people to watch the entire 15 minutes by way of mini stories. Could you recommend some batch content methods like using Canva? And it would be wrong to pay someone to make it for me. So this is what I do. I'll give you an example with my TikTok videos. And I actually, Jen, I uploaded a video a couple days ago talking about reaction videos. That would be a good one to watch. Life is the dash of various stories. Yeah. So Jen, this is what I do, and what I may do later today. It depends how I feel. I might take a nap. I don't know. This is what I do. I get a list of ideas that I want to create content on. I turn on my camera and I just record. It records for the entire 30 minutes or hour, however long I'm going to do it. And then once I'm done with it, I will break it up into smaller pieces. I'll break them up into smaller individual videos. So I have 30 hooks, we'll say, or 30 ideas that I want to create content on. I'll turn on my camera, and I like to use a camera for this. This camera right here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but I use this camera right here. I turn it on. I make sure I have 2 chargers. Turn it on, and I talk for 30 minutes. And then when I'm done talking for 30 minutes, I will, what is my batting average? 421. I will then turn the camera off, put the memory card into my computer, and then I'll edit them into individual videos. My goodness, I am struggling, and I'm not blaming you guys, but if I was not swinging, if I will just say I'm struggling. Driving around. Does that make sense, Jen? That can be a double, or that's going to be a pop out. We'll take the double. Great. She's out. Jen, does that make sense? What you can use if you're gonna do it that way, use something like CapCut. CapCut's free. It has a desktop version, it has a mobile version, and it has a website. Like I said, I uploaded a video a couple days ago about reaction videos, but you can use the same process for batching your videos out. Go to. But yeah, I just had kind of like a little epiphany. As a YouTuber, your only job is to keep people watching your videos. And the best way to do that is to have a main story and then sub-stories, subplots. If you're making a video about, I don't know, how to start an online business, by the end of the video, someone should know, your viewers should know how to start an online business. But inside of that video, you don't just go from waking up one day and starting an online business. There's little steps along the way, and those steps are your stories. And in order to get people to watch the entire story, you have to connect your story. You have to connect the stories together using hooks. Okay, and let me give you an example of that. And the example I'm going to use is going back to Moana. So, if we think about this, and I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible. Spoiler alert. for anyone that has not seen the movie Moana. Okay. So, Moana, yes, thumbs up, that will work for faceless channels or using round drugs. Yes, that will work. All right, so for Moana. Ooh. I will hang on to this because I don't know if I need this or not. So for Moana, I'm going to sell these. She wakes up one day. All right, so I am posting on YouTube and TikTok simultaneously, but the frame size is different. Is there a way I could resize YouTube video into TikTok? You could use CapCut to do that. Moana. She has a sudden urge that she wants to... I'm getting some decent stuff here. Yeah. I think I already have these, but it's Ken Griffey Jr. She has a need to go to the ocean. She doesn't know why, but she has this urge that she's got to be on the ocean, right? That's the main theme of it. She needs to be in the ocean. She doesn't know why yet, but she feels it. She feels it in her soul. She feels it in her bones. Whatever she does, regardless of what she does, she needs to go to the ocean. And eventually it turns out that her family were voyagers. So they came from the ocean. They spent their time on the ocean. They only settled recently on this island. So her grandma passes away. She dies. And she realizes that the only way to save the island and save her family is that she's got to return this heart back to Te Fiti. So that's the plot. That's the big story. She's got to go from her island to take the heart back, which again is this little rock, to Te Fiti. That's the big story. But in order to do that, she's got to go to Maui. She's got to pick up the rock's character, right? The rock is going to help her restore the heart. So she's got to find the rock. But before she can find the rock, I think YouTube Shorts and TikTok have the same aspect ratios. Yeah, they're the same. But before she can find the rock, she's got to learn how to sail. She doesn't know how to sail. Opening and closing hooks. She's got to learn how to sail. She falls asleep trying to learn how to sail. She winds up where the rock is. Okay, great. We found the rock. But the rock doesn't just go along. The rock tries to leave her on the island. She winds up with the rock. And she tells the rock, we need to go take this heart back. And what does the rock say? We can't go anywhere until we go get my hook. Without my hook, I am nothing, is what the rock says. And so, instead of just going straight to the heart of Te Fiti, they've got to go get this hook, which is on this crab. Oh, by the way, while they're on their way to go get this hook from the crab, they get encountered by these little coconuts. Now, the only reason why I know this so much is that when my kids were growing up, the only movie they wanted to watch was Moana. All right. So I know this like in and out. So again, think about this in the framework of a big story can only be told by little stories along the way. And so again, they've got to fight these coconuts. They've got to understand the power of Te Fiti, this little rock thing. They eventually defeat these coconuts. They make it to the crab, but they don't just grab the hook and go about their day. They've got to figure out a way to outsmart this crab, this giant crab, and they do it by getting the crab to sing. Okay, they eventually get this hook back, but they can't just go take this heart back. Maui has to spend time figuring out how to relearn how to use this hook. They figure that out. Then they go, and when they get to taking this rock back, Te Fiti back, they're encountered by this lava. And now they got to figure out a way to get the hook around this lava guy. So I say all that to say, I I think I forgot what I was saying. But the whole point is, when you're making YouTube videos or you're making content in general, is what's the main story, what's the main hook, and then what are the smaller stories, sub-stories, subplots required in order to keep the person watching to get them to the end of the story. Your favorite movie is basically that. Your favorite TV show, each episode are the smaller stories that contribute to the big story at the very end. So like Game of Thrones. I'm watching this new one. I'm not a huge fan of it because there's too much talking, right? But that's what this Game of Thrones really is. It's the larger story, and then each episode is a smaller story in this larger plot. Is this making sense to you guys? Does this make sense? Okay, so I should utilize solo ads, Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and CapCut for my video content, YouTube Shorts, and pick the best time to batch create. All right, so I'm posting on YouTube and TikTok. Okay, so guys, let me know if that little rant I just went on about Disney makes sense. Yes, good. I am 0 for 2. I'm not batting very well. What's my batting average? 412. My batting average is plummeting. Yeah, okay, great. So that made it. But anyway, you want to get good at content, video content, that's what you're doing. Look at when you watch a video, when you watch a movie, from now on, ask yourself, what's the main plot? They usually tell you what the main plot is in the very beginning. And then what are the series of smaller plots that are required to keep you watching? Like the movie Taken, the main plot is his daughter gets taken. But he doesn't just go to the boat, again, spoiler alert, he doesn't just go to the boat where this guy is. He's got to go to 5 different places and grab these people in a hunt to find his daughter. What other movies are out there? What's a movie that just came out? But that's what we're doing as YouTubers, as content creators. We've got a main plot, and then we've got little subplots that keep people on. And you can even think about this in regard to sports. So I'm a Chicago Bears fan, right? Favorite team. The goal of the Chicago Bears, I wouldn't even know about. I've never seen any of the Planet of the Apes, so I wouldn't know. If you're a sports fan, the goal is to win the Super Bowl. Or I'm playing video game. I'm playing MLB right now. The goal is to win the World Series. Each game within the game is a subplot, is a sub-story. It stands on its own. It's faster than 163 games, but that's basically what we're looking at. The reason why we like sports so much is because it has a plot, which is your favorite team going to the Super Bowl or winning the World Series, but then each individual game within the season is its own sub-story. That's why we like it. And if you're looking at football, for example, each time the offense has the ball, it's a story. If they go 3 and out, if they score a touchdown, if they throw an interception. That's why we like sports. Is because it fits cleanly in our love and need for telling stories. Oh, I thought he was safe there. Does that make sense? For basketball, or I guess even with football, each quarter is a story within the larger story. With baseball, each inning is a story. Each half inning is a story. And if you want to be successful in content creation, you've got to figure out how to tell the big story and then have little stories, those are hooks, to keep people aboard. Any questions? My question is why is my player no longer any good? Does this make sense? Start thinking about things in the framework of story. What's the large story being told right now? What are the sub stories that are being told to keep me engaged? Start thinking that way. And it'll change the way you look at stuff. It'll change the way that you think. Because most people just consume content. But if you can start thinking like a creator and how creators are intentionally creating content, you'll be surprised. Good creators are intentional about what they're doing. With good creators, every single thing is thought about and included. There's no accident. Good creators don't have accidents. They don't accidentally have different colors in the background. Like this color blue, that's not an accident. I didn't just wake up one day and say, I'm feeling like blue. It's intentional. I don't know why I can no longer hit home runs though, but that's annoying. Any other questions? Is this making sense? Think about when you're watching a movie and like dramatic music starts happening. That's not an accident. It's intentional. I gotta start hitting the ball. I know that. What other movies are out there? What are older movies that I would know? Because I haven't seen really a new movie. That new movie about the emotions, the kids movie that just came out, where the girl becomes a teenager and she's got all sorts of emotions. Identify the major plot or theme, and then think about the subplots or the sub themes that occur. Think about the music, the colors that are used, how they're trying to make you feel. When people are creating video content, how are they trying to make you feel? Think about your emotions when people are creating content for you, video content, TikTok, YouTube. Think about the words that even the words that they're using are strategic, are intentional. And I don't know if I want to say this because it's going to trigger all sorts of emotions. But what Donald Trump was really good at was he was intentional with the words that he was using. He was using very basic words that triggered on emotion. He was intentional about the words that he uses. Politicians are intentional about the clothes that they wear, about the words that they use. One of the reasons why people didn't like Hillary Clinton was she was too smart. She talked too smart. Regardless of how you felt about her politics, a lot of people didn't like that she was too smart for the population. Half the U.S. population speaks at or below a 5th grade level. And so even if you were, quote unquote, a Democrat, you might have been turned off by using big words like deplorable, calling people deplorable. You want to be intentional with Intentional with the words that you use. Intentional with the stories that you tell. Does that make sense? Or am I just ranting? There's no way he caught that. When people swear, like on TikTok, you see people swearing, they're intentionally swearing. When people are making get ready with me videos on TikTok, they're intentionally doing those get ready with me TikTok videos. They didn't just roll out of bed and say, you know what? Why don't I do a get ready with me? It's intentional. All that stuff's intentional. You want to be successful, you got to be intentional. Any other questions? So I think I'm about to wrap this up. I am struggling at the plate here. I haven't hit a home run in a couple, probably about 10 games, which is annoying. Okay. Any other questions? Nope, no other questions. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions, thank you so much for hanging out. And I'll be uploading a regular video tomorrow. You guys have a great day, and we will talk soon. Let's see. Zoom. How do I end these Zooms here? And meeting for all. Forgot that I was still live on TikTok. I always forget one. Here's the best mobile.
Recording in progress.